Welcome to the March 26th open board session. Can everybody please stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. With the Executive General Manager's report, we do have a Zoom call from our attorney, Wayne. Is he available to report
sir.
to us? Okay.
This will be Wayne Gorelnik, representing the association in the negotiations with Spectrum and the bulk cable and internet deal. He'll be providing a report to the community. There he is. And we will... Wayne, can you hear us?
Wayne, can you hear us?
He's frozen. Oh. No, okay. Hang on, Wayne.
He called me a minute ago.
Wayne, we can't hear you.
What Wayne would be saying is an update on Spectrum agreement. Can you do it through the audio and then just do a microphone right there?
Wayne, can you hear us?
This is supposed to have been set up 15 minutes ago.
Your microphone, that's it.
It says join audio. Why is it saying join audio?
Click on it,
There we go. I thought I did this earlier already.
and then
Well, I clicked.
See, Wayne, Wayne, can you hear us? Okay, now he can hear, but he can't go through, so why isn't it running through the system?
It's going to be awkward.
Jason, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Wayne, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, we're trying
Okay.
to get you, we're trying to get you up on the speakers for the entire ballroom here. Otherwise, I'm gonna be putting this in front of the microphone. That may be the way I have to do it.
Okay. Well, there's not a lot of people there. There should be more.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold this.
Okay, Wayne, begin your presentation. You're live.
We're good to go.
You ready for me to go?
Go ahead, Wayne.
I'm sorry. Was that an affirmative? Do you want me to start talking?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wayne Grelnick, and I've been assisting the board on numerous, and my latest one was the Spectrum Renewal Agreement, and I'm pleased to announce the board has signed the agreement, which has a whole lot of goodies into it. So, without any particular order, your internet speed is going up from 200 megabits per second with an upload of 10 megabits per second to 1 gigabyte, which means that's 1,000 gigabits per second or 5 times faster. And the upload will be 3 times faster or 35 megabits per second. That's really important. As far as the TV channels go, and the board, I believe, has disseminated the various channels, you're going to be going up to 160 channels from 120. And that would include, additionally, Entertainment View, Sports View. You had Showtime, but now you're going to get HBO and Cinemax. You're going to get Stars and Encore. And if you go through streaming, you'll get Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus through the streaming process. Additionally, and this is a little known thing, but a lot of communities have to pay broadcast fees. If you're an individual, not in an association, you have to pay like $25, $30 a month for broadcast fees. These are the fees that the telecommunication provider tries to pass through and can pass through for increased cost of programming. Through the board of directors and maybe a little assistance from me, there'll be no broadcast fees. So the broadcast fees I'm seeing for a community your size would be around somewhere between $5 and $8 per unit per month. Over the course of a year, that could be like another $100, and over the course of 5 years, that could be $500 times 3,300 units. That's about another 1.6 that you're not going to have to pay. That's on me. I got dogs. I apologize. Excuse me 1 second. I apologize for that. So, in addition to that, the rate will be $58.50 per home. That's less than what you were paying previously. The amount of taxes, and they can put taxes not on internet speed, but on video speed, that'll be $250. So all in, it'll be $61 per unit per month. Annual rate increases will be limited to 4%. And I guess the big one is that the association is receiving $500 per unit for a total of $1,663,500 that the association will be receiving, which means, in effect, every one of you are going to be having to pay $500 less toward whatever the association needs and use these funds. So that's a good place to be. It is the highest per door charge that I've seen in a long, long time, and you get to keep it all. It's not going to pay and split with anyone. You're still going to have your 3 HD TV boxes, your modem and router, all part of that fee. And I think at this point, I would like to answer any questions that the membership might have, but it's been a long ride. And where we started from where we ended it, and from my perspective, it's one of the best deals that is in Southern California that you could get under a double bulk agreement. In fact, I think it is the best deal. I don't know if there's
Thank
any
you.
questions.
Well, as the board president, I would like to thank Wayne for his support and his patience and his insistence that we hold out, because we had been given a drop-dead deadline back in December to accept a much, much lower deal. And we held out, and now we're getting over twice as much cash coming into our community. So thank you, Wayne.
Oh, thank you. It's been a ride, but it's been somewhat fun. I don't know if there's anyone have any questions. I mean, I assume they've seen the channels that they'll be receiving.
Yes.
And this occurs on renewal. So I think it would be fair to say that sometime in the month of, I'd say beginning of June to end of June, that renewal would happen. It takes time for them to add the additional channels, the additional speed, etc. But it's usually a 90-day affair. So basically April, May, and June, sometime toward the end of June, probably it'll get done. It could go as long as beginning of July, but I'm hoping more like June.
Thank you. Right over there.
Linda Vieira. If we're already paying Spectrum for like Stars or any of those, will they automatically cancel and we won't have that payment? Will they reduce or eliminate that payment? Or do I have to?
Yeah, I understand the question, have dealt with it. So the answer to the question is that eventually you will get a credit against your bill for any of the channels, the premium channels that you were previously paying that you won't have to pay in the future. But it does take them more time to get the accounting to catch up. So will that, let's just say everything started on July 1. I'm just using that as a date to communicate with. So now you're getting it all of the premium channels through the agreement that the association negotiated. Will you see a credit on your bill reflective of that? Probably not. It could take as long as August or September to facilitate it. And it will be up to you to call them, but I would give them a little bit of time. And there should be a letter coming forward from Spectrum once this process and the renewal is starting that will give you that kind of information. Really good question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I think that was it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wayne.
Bye, Wade. Bye, Wade.
Okay, thank you, Wayne. Disconnecting now.
Beverly said she's done.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thanks, Beverly. All right, well, I thank you for letting me have this opportunity, and I will talk to you later, folks.
Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
Next, I believe we're having a Zoom call from Compass, I believe, to introduce the, are they ready to do that, or are we going to proceed with the general manager report? 3:30. We're going to proceed with the general manager report.
Okay, we can come back when she logs on, Mr. President. We can go back to this line item. Since my 3 minutes were taken up by Wayne, the only reminder is residents to send in the ballots. Remember, it's election time. April 10th, is it, Tammy? April 10th is the election day. Please remember to send in your ballots if you receive them. The last day we recommend sending it in is about April 3rd to make sure it gets to the inspectors of election. So with that, that completes my limited report to meet your timeline, Mr. President. And now Jason will give an update. Yes. So the delegates will get updates from the clerk of the board on what's happening with the election ballots for the districts.
Probably be that
Well,
Friday.
they'll probably be in the next 2
Friday.
days.
Friday. Yeah.
Next is the executive session report.
Thank you, Mr. President. This report will give the community an update on actions that were taken by the board at their executive sessions on March 2nd, March 19th, and March 26th, at which time litigation, member discipline, formation of contracts, and personnel matters were discussed. With member matters, the board reviewed the F&B and golf receivables as of February 28th, as well as the assessment account receivables as of February 28th, 2025. The board approved the delinquency report. The board reviewed 2 show cause hearings. The board will distribute the use of the display cases in the clubhouse to interested clubs and groups starting May 1st. The board reviewed 2 requests for a golf refund. The board reviewed 2 requests for a fee waiver. The board met with a member at their request. The board agreed to meet with members about becoming a Firewise community at their next executive meeting. And the board reviewed a few letters from members. With legal, the board reviewed and approved the executive session minutes from November 20th, February 26th, March 12th, and March 19th. The board received several updates from legal. The board received an update on an ADR. The board approved, or an IDR, I'm sorry. The board approved the continuation of a few foreclosures. And the board approved to send the following accounts to the collections attorney to foreclose on the lien and record the notice of default. And those are APN 440-130-005 APN 419-300-075, APN 440-081-013, APN 440-102-045, APN 440-141-022, APN 440-133-021, APN 440-151-019, APN 419-370-054, APN 440-260-014, and APN 440-164-007. Additionally, the board approved to engage FMG Law to handle an ADR. Formation of contracts, the board received updates from the management company on several items. The board received and filed the project activity report. The board received and filed the investment activity report. The board met with Carla Chung to discuss investments. The board reviewed and approved the February to March narrative and analytic reports from Securitas, and these reports will be posted to the website. The board approved to move forward with the acoustic panels and the fire sprinkler extension in the lounge. The board approved to ratify the ratification of a couple emergency gate repairs. The board approved the replacement of gate controllers and gate readers at the gates for $57,867.72 to be funded from the repair and replacement fund. The board approved a bulk cable agreement with Spectrum that you guys just heard about. The board received updates from CCL. The board approved the replacement of some kitchen equipment for $90,138 to be funded from the repair and replacement fund. The board approved CCL to purchase a new POS system to be funded from the CCL investment dollars. The board approved CCL to run cabling for the new POS system to be funded from the investment dollars. The board ratified a number of expenses from the end of 2024 and the first part of 2025. The board discussed and approved upgrading the phone system to a VoIP or voice over internet phone system, which will definitely increase the reliability and make sure we are able to track calls coming in, calls returned. The board approved a letter to be sent out to interested parties for the rental of the lobby bar area once repurposed. And finally, the board agreed to meet with auditors on April 1st. And that completes the executive session actions.
Thank you. Any sub-association report? Next is delegate assembly. On deck is City of Banning.
Good afternoon, Master Board, FSR, and members. Linda Spalding, alternate chair for the Delegate Assembly, and I have just a couple of items to report on today. I would like to talk about the CC&R ballot changes that will take effect in 2026 and each election thereafter. In January, the Delegate Assembly proposed to the Master Board that a CC&R change was necessary to protect the member votes during election. Why should you vote yes on the CC&R change? Currently in the CC&R states that the district delegate, in the event that their district does not have a quorum, the district delegate may vote as they choose. And we felt as delegates that was wrong because we did have one election where the delegate put all their votes to one candidate. So we figured that wording really needed to be changed so that your votes are counted and not just the delegate. And if there is not a quorum, it is also stated that the district delegate must vote as the residents want their district to be voted. The second part of the CC&R change would require, in a district without a delegate or an alternate, that the chairperson of the district delegate assembly vote in the same proportion as the members voted, again, in that district. So it kind of makes it an even playing field. Your votes are counted the way you want them to be voted on. I don't know why it took so long to get all this done, but I think maybe if we didn't have that little hiccup, we'd still be going along the same path. So sometimes hiccups are good. Just a reminder to all delegates and alternate delegates that tomorrow, March 27th, the District Delegate Assembly will be holding a workshop at the South Clubhouse at 1 o'clock. These workshops give the district delegates an opportunity to discuss future concerns, solutions, and ideas which pertain to the Sun Lakes community. We are a team, and we are working together to improve communication between the district delegates, the Master Board, and First Service Residential. We are currently working with the Emergency Preparedness Group, EPAP, on how the district delegates can assist in case of a disaster. Thank you for allowing the district delegates to represent you in all of the Sun Lakes community. The end of my report.
Thank you. Next, City of Banning.
Good afternoon. I'm Sherry Flynn, your City Council person and Mayor of Banning. I have a lot to explain and talk about today, so I'll try to get through it all. I just want to let you know that the South Coast AQMD, who had a proposal that everyone was going to have to go to electric water heaters and it was going to be mandated, that has now been changed where it will be voluntary. You can choose to keep your electric or change it. You can choose to keep your gas and change it to gas or change it to electric. They will have a program called Go Zero, and it will be an incentive if you want to change to electric. There'll be $21 million available, and it will be offered between $9,000 and $14,500 to go to electric if you choose to do so. Also, we had our meeting last night, and we did a general plan advisory committee. It's called GPAC, and we're updating that, and we're changing the participants in that. That is general planning, future planning for the city, and we wanted more residents in there, so we're going to have 5 residents, 1 from each district. If anyone wants to apply for that, let me know if you're interested in being on the GPAC committee. Also, last night, the council has the ability to place or remove planning commissioners. And last night, we voted to remove Commissioner Richard Crick. And also, we were told in the morning that Mr. Wilcox, who lives here, who's on the Planning Commission, resigned yesterday. So now there are 2 openings on the Planning Commission. So if you're interested and you want to apply for that, go ahead and do that. That'll be coming up. Also, we had an update on illuminating the street name signs and replacing them throughout Banning. This is something I had put on that is kind of my pet project, and staff was presenting it over like a 4-year period, and the one at Highland Springs and Ramsey, which is terrible. You know, Beaumont looks great, and we look like the poor stepchild, and they had that as number 4, and I'm like, no, you need to move that to 1. But you know, the whole thing would be about $150,000, and they were trying to do it over 4 years. And I said, no, you know, this is something that the city should have budgeted for all along, which they did, but they use it for other things. And you know, we need to find other areas of the budget to use the money and put it towards this. It's super important. There's many streets that don't even have any signs, and it could be a safety hazard also. So they're going to come back with something for that. Also, another thing that I had put on there was tree trimming policies and practices throughout the city, another very underfunded program. We want to up the funding on that. To do all of the trees throughout the city continuously would be like $1 million. Right now they have about 100,000. And so I said, you know, somewhere in between $1 million and 100, you know, we have to find a nice area there. But again, that is what government needs to do. You know, keep your streets, keep your lighting on, keep your trees trimmed. And my emphasis is getting back to services for the community, not a lot of extra things. Also, an update on the community garden. That's been on there about, I think, almost 2 years. And it was given to the Chamber of Commerce for different reasons. They never proceeded with that, but Parks and Recreation has now been given that, and hopefully I'll have more information on starting a real community garden again. There is going to be a developer presentation on Sunset Crossroads, which is the 10 warehouses next to us between Sunset and Highland Home. That's going to be May 8th, and it'll be a workshop. It'll be open to the public. Also, we're still trying to look for a contractor that will do citywide cleanups instead of relying on our code enforcement or our own staff. We are getting a grant for the Armory, about $1 million. That'll go towards fixing it up, doing electrical, doing the inside, basically architectural drawings and things. But it will end up being a hot and cold center. So when it's really hot, people can go there. If they don't have a place where it's air conditioned, if it's really cold, they can go there. It'll also be an emergency center. And I've also talked to EPAP here to become a partner on that. They weren't listed as a partner. I'd like them to become a partner, so I'm working with them to become a partner on that. Also, we are looking at working with a group called SWAG, which is Social Work Action Group. They have been very successful in many cities. Their emphasis, they help with the homeless, but their emphasis is on mental health and drug addiction programs. They work with the city, the county, and the state and the federal government to help people get actual real help for whether they have mental health issues or whether they have drug addiction problems, which I believe is the core of the homeless issue, and that is not being addressed by the state. The state always emphasizes housing. They do have a housing aspect to this too, and but they do not take grants from the state, because if you take a grant from the state, you must provide housing. They do not provide very little mental health and drug addiction. So I think this is a better direction to go. They're going to have a workshop. I invite you to that. It's going to be tentatively April 16th on a Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's going to be at City Hall, and you can find out about this program. We're still looking at Opportunity Village and whether they would utilize Opportunity Village or whether we would not use that anymore. There's only about $300,000 left in that grant, and we applied for a third round and we did not receive it. Let's see. Yes, so SWAG is a group that they're very well versed in mental health and substance abuse training, and that's kind of the direction that I would like to go on that. So I think I actually got through everything. And the next meeting is April 8th at 5 p.m. Can I take questions? Oh, I forgot. Hang on. Okay, so I just received this, and they're going to resume billing in the next few weeks. They'll be generating separate monthly bills for the last 4 months, and to bring everything current. And they want you to set aside money, so you're not suddenly having to pay a lot of money. There'll be no late fees or utility shutoffs. There will be like payment plans, things like that going on. And also, we have a new financial director who we put in place interim yesterday. Michelle Green, she used to, about 8 to 10 years ago, she was the financial director for Banning. She's come back in the interim, and we placed Lincoln Bogart on administrative leave. And Lincoln Bogart is a planning director, but he also had utility billing underneath him. So, and I would just stress, please be patient with us. We have only had a new city attorney for 3 months. A new city council for 3 months, a new city attorney for 2, and an interim city manager for 1. And we are moving forward, and there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of things to change and fix and correct, but we are moving forward, and I think it's a very positive direction that we're going to be going. So, go ahead.
Sometime back, we were told about account numbers changing, so with the prepay now for the changeover, what account number are we going to use? The old one with the dash number after it?
I think you just remove the dash out of the number and use that. No, it shouldn't make any difference. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, we're going to have Compass present their new food and beverage director.
I guess the microphone, there we go. So we'll reopen the general manager report for CCL to provide an update.
Hey, Rachel, can you hear us?
But I can a little bit.
Good.
Yeah,
Can you hear us now, Rachel?
Yes.
Okay, good, perfect. You sound good to come through too. Perfect. It's all yours.
Excellent. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for inviting me to today's open session. My name is Rachel Saucedo. I'm the Regional Director with CCL. So I will be the direct support for the on-site team that will be coming on board. And I have some exciting news to share with you today. I wanted to introduce, Jason, can you enable sharing for me, please?
Yes, sorry. Go ahead and send the request if you can, 'cause it's easier than going through the,
Yeah.
there we go, perfect. All right, should be good, Rachel.
Okay. Good. Can you guys see the screen?
Rachel, can you zoom in on your screen a little bit? There we go.
I'd like to introduce you to Javier Sarmiento. He is going to be our new food and beverage director. He'll be starting with us kind of on and off for the first couple of weeks. He'll be on site probably a couple of days a week. He is currently a food and beverage director at another location that we support in Southern California, and we just have to work through the transition timeline of him exiting his community. So Javier has been in the food industry for 32 years, and he started his career in hotel management, mostly in Orange County. He worked for big hotel chains like Hilton, Westin, and Four Seasons. And one of the things that he did with Hilton was a task force job where he traveled around the world and opened and closed new hotels. And I guess not close new hotels, but close hotels that were being sold or being completely closed. So he's well-traveled and well-experienced. One of the greatest career highlights, though, was opening the Great Wolf Lodge in Anaheim. And he managed a team of about 400 staff, both restaurant managers and culinarians. That hotel opened in 2017, and it had 7 different restaurant concepts. So he's well-versed in multiple venues and the hospitality industry. So as I said, he joined CCL in 2021 and has been with us since then. And Javier has a great passion for law enforcement. He actually started volunteering with the Anaheim Police Department while he was in high school. And as he entered college, he started studying criminal justice, and then also was working in food and beverage, and decided he really enjoyed the hospitality industry and continued his education in hotel management. He has not completely left the police department. He still volunteers with the Irvine Police Department, and he lives in Corona with his wife of the past 24 years and his 2 children, Camilla and Isabella. He really enjoys dancing with his wife and traveling. So we really look forward to bringing Javier on board and for you all getting to meet him and learn more about him.
Put his picture back in that one.
Can you scroll back up to the picture, Rachel?
Thank you very much. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Next is Bingo Advisory. Common Area Advisory.
Whoa,
Sorry.
I didn't know I had that much going for me. Common Area Advisory Committee, just want to let you know that we had a great meeting last week. We had 2 representatives from the janitorial management team, the new team that we have on board, And they are excited about taking this facility over, or our common areas, should I say. And as I've stated before, on a monthly basis, we inspect all of the units, the facilities here in Sun Lakes, and those reports are going to go directly to this new organization, and they can analyze which things are their responsibility and which ones aren't, and those that are, they can respond and take care of them right away. So it looks like it's going to be a great transition, and I'm looking forward to great things. Thank you.
Thank you. EPAP? Finance Advisory Committee? Golf Advisory Committee?
I'm John Liddy with the Golf Advisory Committee, Vice Chairman. First of all, I'd like to thank the Sun Lakes Men's Golf Club for getting to the playoffs, which they're starting tomorrow. It's the first time they've ever got there. Spring aeration is taking place on the greens. The execs was aerated yesterday, or Monday and Tuesday. The championship course will be aerated March 31st and Tuesday, April 1st. So this is necessary, the holes are necessary to be closed, so this can be done so we can look at the greens that we have and how well they're taken care of. Bunkers are used to enhance the visual interest of the golf course and located to provide a strategic challenge to the golfers. Our bunkers are designed with a low point. That's a low point in the bunker for people to step in and out of the bunker, and it's a safety issue. And the Golf Advisory Committee is asking people when they rake the bunkers not to rake things to the side of the bunker, but try and rake it back into the middle of the bunker. Oftentimes, when our maintenance crews go out and look at the bunkers, when they say there's no sand in them, it's because it's all up the side of the bunkers. That's it.
Thank you. Library Advisory Committee?
I'm John, and Chairman of the Library Committee. The changes we made during the past month with books of mystery, romance, and general fiction will be 20 years old and younger. Books of nonfiction, classic biography, sports, military, history, wellness, and inspiration will be kept regardless of publication date. Color stickers have been placed on the books to denote genre and are as follows. Mystery be white, romance would be pink, general fiction would be yellow, wellness and inspiration light blue, western orange, large print green, classic medium blue, nonfiction red, audiobooks purple. Classic and wellness have been added to the collection in north. Wellness and inspiration have been added to the collection in south. And I plan to be my treat. I will subscribe to the Wall Street Journal and the Press Enterprise. Wall Street Journal will be in north, and the Press Enterprise will be in south. Somebody's always leaving newspapers there, and they're all a wreck and torn and wrinkled, and so that'd be my treat. And I put clocks in all the libraries. That's another one of my treats. And I'm not going to get reimbursed for that, I heard. And I received a lot, and the publication date will be written on the stickers, the last two digits. And we're doing, got a lot of compliments, and all four libraries are great. And we added more puzzles, and we had a successful book sale last Saturday, in 2 days, $233. That's it for now.
Thank you. Lifestyles Committee?
Hi, I'm Linda Vieira with the Lifestyles Advisory Committee.
I've always felt that our waterfalls are such a fantastic example of this wonderful community, and this was a beautiful cover, don't you think? So this was March. Lifestyles Magazine is the resource most residents use to find out what's going on in our community. At 80-plus pages, it includes pictures from residents, plus articles from the Master Board, Delegate Assembly, First Service, the restaurant, the Golf Pro, and all the advisory committees. Clubs and groups send articles and photos about their activities to sunlakesnews@yahoo.com by the 6th of each month. The Lifestyles Advisory Committee meets on the 7th of each month unless otherwise specified, to review and edit the articles that are submitted for each month's issue of the magazine. We meet with Master Board Liaison Beverly Simmons, Assistant General Manager Jason Ewalls, and Recreation Manager Linda Vang to keep updated about events coming up in our community. We also publish want ads and for sale items from residents at no cost, and hide a monthly joke for residents to find. Responses to our Get the Joke contest are put in a hat, and a winner is randomly drawn, earning a restaurant gift card as a prize. We publish a special Friends We Will Miss section to keep friends and neighbors informed when a resident passes away. Our publisher, Courtney Taylor, stands behind all paid ads in the magazine from vendors. And if a resident has a negative experience with one of them, she will leave no stone unturned in order to satisfy the resident. Photographs taken by residents of areas within Sun Lakes are used on the magazine cover. We also post pictures of residents on their vacations or of their beloved pets. If you're good at proofreading and are interested in joining us, please fill out a volunteer application form that you can get in the lobby, and we'll put you on our waiting list. Thank you.
Thank you. Marketing Committee?
Jason, you're giving me a little bit more time, right? Good afternoon, everyone. Michelle Walter. I am the chairperson for the Marketing Committee. We had our last meeting yesterday, March 25th. So I would like to bring up Brian Finch. He is our Employee of the Month. Come on up, Brian.
Oh, goodness.
I normally would have had his $50 gift card, but he'll get it. No. You will get it.
Oh, goodness.
So, Brian, there were so many wonderful comments regarding your attention to detail, being there for the residents, always having a good word, always having a good attitude, very helpful and courteous.
Thank you, I appreciate
so
that.
that is our Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, here's the rest of my report. Okay, so there are slips of paper in the lobby, restaurant, lounge, and sandwich for residents to fill out to select an employee who they should feel should be recognized for their job performance. Again, this can be anyone from maintenance, the pro shop, monitors, and restaurant staff. Our next welcome home is April 24th, 5 o'clock in the ballroom. If any club or group would like to have a table, please contact me. This is a great way to get to know our new residents and possibly get new members for your clubs and groups. The following are the stats on the home sales in Sun Lakes from through March 1st through March 25th. Active or coming soon, 61. 8 condos, prices from $345 to $379. 53 homes, prices from $319 to $395. In escrow are 18. 1 condo at $345. 17 homes, prices from $281 to $469. Closed escrows, 1 condo, $368. 5 homes, prices from $360 to $450. In February, we had 19 closed, 17 homes and 2 condos. So if you take our 2310 times 19, that gives us $43,890, depending if they were all new buyers. The marketing committee is working on banners for the Sandwich. If your club is interested in having a banner in the Sandwich, please let me know. We can create graphics for your banner if you do not have a logo. The banners will be 24 by 30, and the cost is around $25, which will be displayed hanging from the ceiling in the Sandwich. And I know that the Happy Cookers have already given me their little logo. All clubs and groups are welcome to have a banner, not just the sports clubs. Also, if anyone is interested in being on the marketing committee, we would absolutely love for you to join us. We have a couple positions open. All you have to do is fill out a volunteer interest form and return it to Tammy. Thank you.
Michelle, before you leave, what department is Brian in, for those who don't know him?
Brian, what department are you in?
Food and beverage.
Food and beverage. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Master Architectural.
Good afternoon, David Marshall Keeley, Vice Chairman of the Master Architectural Committee. And I just really briefly want to mention we are receiving an increased number of people dealing with trees. We have an older community. Trees are getting old, they're getting big, they're really oversized, they're doing a lot of damage and need to be replaced. So just be aware of trees that are growing so big they're going over the property line, which is causing a lot of issues also. So just be aware of what's happening with the growth of trees. And thanks a lot for letting us have this chance to update people and encourage them.
Thank you, David. Recreation Committee.
Gloria Penna. I'm chair of the Recreation Committee. Greetings to Master Board, those of you that fared the weather and got here, and those that are watching from home. We have good news from our March 21st and 22nd Spring Craft Fair. We had 57 vendors, and we had quite a few people come and turn out for that. The next one is in November, the 7th and the 8th. April 4th, we have Switchback Concert, backed by popular demand, a celebration of Celtics, Irish heritage, and Midwestern roots. Tickets are still available for $15 each. The doors will open at 6 p.m. The show starts at 7 p.m. CCL Hospitality is going to open up exclusively for this event the bar window. We're going to be doing the numbered seating as we did for our O Canada concert. Our weekend Music Under the Stars will be held on the veranda on March 28th, 29th, April 4th, and 5th. Due to the restaurant closure, however, we will not be having our bar service or food, so you are welcome to bring your own alcohol as long as you remain on the grassy area on the golf course. We will be serving or selling non-alcoholic beverages as well as snacks, keeping in mind that we are trying to meet our alcohol beverage license requirements, so no alcohol on the veranda is going to be allowed. The recreation staff will be available for cash only, and please remember that while we have our bar open, it will be only exclusively to those attending the Switchback concert. So don't get upset, just bring your alcohol and sit out in the grassy area. On April 4th, we have our annual blood drive. I hope you can still hear this. Flyers are available in the lobby. Appointments are not required, but highly recommended. It'll be from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the multi-purpose room. On April 25th, we're having our annual health fair, hosted by Jennifer Partridge from the VNA Care. That's our Visiting Nurses Association. It will take place in the main ballroom from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at no cost. Door prizes will be available, and there will be many senior resources available, including blood pressure checks, vaccines, and much more. All of this information is available on Channel 97, Good Day Sun Lakes, Lifestyles Magazine, and our website. Any questions? No? We're good.
Thank you. RV storage. I think they're all in Yuma, almost all of them. Restaurant and lounge.
Hello, everyone. I really don't have a really good report this month as we transition from FSR to the new management of the Food and Beverage Department. But I do want to remind you that we will be open the rest of today, but we'll close starting tomorrow to allow FSR to close out their books on the Food and Beverage Department. And then we'll reopen on Monday, April 7th at 7 a.m. in the Sandwich under Compass, or also known as CCL Hospitality. They will be bringing a new point of sales system and some new equipment into the kitchen during the closure. So we hope to see everybody here on the 7th to start back up. What's important stuff, I don't have a whole lot of information on what's going on yet for Easter, but I know we will have an Easter brunch, so keep looking for information on that on the website through email blasts and Channel 97, as well as flyers in the lobby. Thanks. So hope to see everybody on the 7th. Yeah. Yes, it is. Letty's your contact person for any type of banquet or big group events. Okay? All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Safety Advisory Committee.
Good afternoon, board, management, and residents. My name is Michael Voles. I'm chairman of the Safety Advisory Committee. There has been a noticeable increase in loitering and vagrancy outside our community due primarily to homelessness. Securitas collaborates with the Banning Police Department to quickly remove any reported intruders. But because of limited police availability, Securitas is increasing perimeter checks in key areas including Sun Lakes Boulevard, Highland Springs Avenue past gate number 6, and South Highland Homes Road. A dedicated patrol unit is now monitoring Northwood Avenue near hole number 2 on the north side, and as well as the perimeter fence behind Dove Hill Street. There have been several arrests in March. Residents are strongly encouraged to secure their homes and garages. In the event of an emergency, you should first call 911 before notifying security for assistance. A lighting audit is being conducted weekly by our Securitas Patrol Unit to identify dimly lit areas where additional lighting could improve visibility and deter unwanted activity. Residents walking after dark will appreciate well-lit walkways for security and reducing potential trip hazards. Sun Lakers are advised to walk with a flashlight and a cell phone after dark so they can contact security if needed. There have been a number of parking violations in designated fire areas and emergency access points. This is a safety concern. These violations not only disrupt traffic flow, but could also hinder emergency response vehicles from accessing critical areas when needed. Patrol is enforcing parking regulations through signage, direct notification, and citations for repeat offenders. Crime prevention is a goal of Securitas here in Sun Lake. We as residents must also take an active role in reporting suspicious behavior. Some residents may be hesitant to call 911 or security. The Safety Committee encourages making these calls when warranted. Strengthening community involvement will enhance overall safety and help prevent potential incidents before they escalate. The motto here is see something, say something. Securitas is committed to respond to all calls. Be vigilant, stay safe, and remember, keep your pets on a leash, keep your garage doors closed, drive defensively, don't speed, and stop at stop signs, please. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Next is the consent agenda. We could have First Service read that for us.
Sure. Mr. President, we have on the consent agenda, there are 3 items. One is a resolution for lien, and I will be reading the accounts in 1 minute. Then there is the approval of the open session meeting minutes from February 26, 2025. Lastly, there are some resignations from the delegate assembly. The resolution here would be to accept the resignations of District 9 Delegate Linda Vieira, effective April 30th, 2025. Alternate District 9 Delegate Denny Rugenstein, effective April 30th, 2025. Alternate District 14 Delegate Robin Niemeyer, effective March 1st, 2025. For the lien resolutions, those accounts are, just one second here, just lost it. I got it. There we go. Okay. Account 0388-04, 1219-02, 2642-01, 0051-02, 0114-02, 0316-01, 0546-01, 0980-02, 1290-02, 1335-02, 1453-01, 1873-01, 1976-01, 2959-03, 3169-01, 3228-03. I still have 3 minutes left. That completes the report for the approval of the board on the consent agenda.
Thank you. Any board member wish to pull any item from the consent agenda? If not, I need a motion to accept.
I make the motion to approve the consent agenda as read.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0. Next is the review of the financial for February.
Hi, everyone. My name's Gary Burkle. I'm your Sun Lakes treasurer. I hope you can hear me. Is it working?
Pull your mic closer, Gary.
If I get any closer, it'll be in my mouth. So I'm not getting much closer. Anyway, I'm Gary Burkle, Sun Lakes treasurer. This is a report on our February financial statements. Actually, we are starting off in a very positive direction because in February we had $87,601 of income. That's actually income exceeding expenses. So we had a net profit of $87,601. And year to date, we have a surplus of $229,551. So we're really starting in a positive direction. Unfortunately, and I guess I'm always a little bit skeptical, but bear with me because I'm an accountant and a CPA. So, it takes a little bit of time for the fact that we have income for it to come through in our cash position. So even though our cash position at the end of February was $831,000, we still have over $1 million, to be specific, $1,396,897 in outstanding bills. So we're still out of balance, so to speak, with regard to bills to cash. And when you add in cash and receivables, we're still negative by $77,488. And at the end of February, we owed First Service $894,000. But as you can see here, I put up a graphic that shows where we stood at the end of February 2023 as in terms of income, and at the end of 2024 at the end of February. And you can see we're in much better position, and so our cash situation should improve. I have to remind that we had a bad year in 2024, so that we ended the year, and that's still preliminary because we haven't finished our audit of 2024 yet, but we had a deficit for 2024 of $500,000, so we're working our way out of it. This just shows, like I said, that for February, which is the dollar column on the left, that we had $87,601 in income. And you can see over on the right, this is the budget variance year to date, and we're ahead of budget in almost all areas. In fact, the only area really in the HOA expenses that were behind budget is in utilities, you can see there. and we're 35,000 behind, but that's mainly driven by the fact that we didn't get this Spectrum contract in place soon enough. When we did the budget for 2024, we thought we'd have the Spectrum contract in place early, even at the beginning of 2025. But obviously, we just signed the contract. But by the end of the year, I expect that to turn positive because our rate is going down, and this door fee, $1,600,000, I can't tell you how happy I am about that. That's going to have a positive effect on virtually everything that I've been worried about. But just focusing on this, as you can see, the utilities are under budget, but that's all driven by Spectrum. And another obvious hope that I have is we solve the problem, as you can see at the bottom there. Food and beverage is year-to-date through February over budget by $52,667. So we're expecting a lot from CCL to turn that around, and in the end, we can, when you combine Spectrum and the goal of achieving a better result in food and beverage, and also, as Michelle mentioned, what we're getting from this reserve replenishment assessment, which is putting a lot of money that into the reserve fund that would otherwise have to come from contributions from the operating, so to speak. I think we're definitely moving in the right direction. As I said here, or I show here, for the last 3 months, at the end of December, as I said, we had a bad year in 2024, and we ended the year upside down. Again, bills exceeding cash and receivables by $417,000. That went almost to break even in January, but it's negative again at the end of February. But obviously, an injection of cash is going to change this tremendously. And, you know, not only will it affect our cash position, it affects our income, because this door fee will basically be a credit or a negative against our expenses, because the way that's accounted for, and this is obviously very unusual for Sun Lakes, but an injection of $1,664,000, that's going to be income to the association, which will reduce basically our expenses over a 5-year period. So anyway, this just compares where we stood at the end of February last year, bills to cash and receivables to bills, and where we are at the end of February. So we have dug ourselves in a bit of a hole because of the loss for 2024, but you know, things are moving in a positive direction. This just shows what we put into the repair and replacement fund. In February, $194,000, $388,000 year to date. The reserve and replenishment income, you can see there, year to date it's $72,000. Our investment income is $51,000, and those are our expenditures. We had large, as David said, you know, not only in the community, on resident properties, trees are getting a little out of control, but we've replaced or trimmed a lot of trees in the common areas. And we spent over $100,000 already in 2025 on tree trimming and replacement. So that's a large portion of the expenditures. Our cash balance in the reserve fund at February 28th was $12,576,308. And the capital improvement fund had very little activity, and our cash balance in that fund was $1,332,682. And that's my report for the February financial statements. Thank you.
Need a motion to review and file the February financial report?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Next is the Finance Advisory Committee submitted a request to the board to appoint Maggie Bartels to the Finance Advisory Committee. I need a motion in reference to that.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Next is Recreation Advisory Committee. The Recreation Advisory Committee requested to expand from 11 to 13, so the committee can consider hosting educational speakers in Sun Lakes. These additional members would work closely with the committee as a committee member and the rec department to bring educational programs to Sun Lakes. I need a motion in reference to the expansion of the rec committee.
I move to expand the rec committee from 11 to 13 members.
I'll second that. Any comments from the board or from membership? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0. Next is the chair of district delegate recommends Barbara Faber fill the position of District 9 alternate beginning May 1st, term ending April 2026. I need a motion on that.
I'll make a motion to approve, Barbara.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0.
Yes, did you have a comment, Linda?
Says here alternate, District 9 alternate delegate. We'll have to verify that.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. We want to make sure we're correct. Sun Lakes Charity Trust is requesting a board support in making the Charity Week successful so they may continue to provide financial support to charitable causes in the greater Pass area. There are two items the committee would like for the board to address. One is authorization to utilize the association facilities for activities scheduled from June 3rd to June 8th. And the other is authorization to place a banner at gates 1 and 2 throughout the month of May, promoting the Charity Week for 2025. Need a motion on those two items? From anybody but Beverly?
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0.
I can vote. I can vote.
I heard her say aye. Lifestyle Advisory Committee would like to sponsor a book signing. They've reached out to the Library Advisory Committee and received their support. Now they're seeking approval from the board. They'd like authorization for the board to utilize the main clubhouse library for this event on Saturday, May 17th at 10 a.m.
I would like to-
The duration of the book signing would be approximately 1 hour.
Make a motion to approve this book signing. What a fun idea.
I'll second that. Any comments from the board or membership? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0. Next is management received an email from a delegate of District 21. A letter states the district will be hosting a cornhole tournament in the ballroom on March 29th. Since the food and beverage operation will be closed during this time, they're asking that they be able to purchase beers from the food and beverage operation, so beer can be offered to the participants of the event. The idea would be to have the beers iced down in a tub with the donation jar next to it. In addition, they are asking if we can bring snacks too, since there will be no food service available. Need a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that. Any comments from the board or from membership?
I'll just make a comment because I think we're in a unique position here with having no service for food and beverage. And we all know how much we like to eat and drink. We've done this before when we've been in a situation during COVID when the restaurant was shut down. We brought in food trucks and that sort of thing. The whole intention is to serve the community. So I think it's a
There
great
we go.
idea and I appreciate them bringing it up.
I'd like to bring that matter to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes 4-0. Next is comments from membership. Remember to keep your comments to 3 minutes. First one is David Marshall Keeley.
Thank you, Board. The Veterans of Foreign Wars, the local 233 post, is so thankful financially that they've received money from the Veterans Walk that is hosted every year here at Sun Lakes, and they've made a presentation. There's certificates that are back on the table. You can notice as you go out, and you people who are watching on Channel 97 or Will, I'm sorry you're not here. You don't get to see those. But you can take a look at this award. The Desert Edge Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 233 are presenting the Patriotic Partner Award to Sun Lakes Country Club, 23 March 2025. They hosted an event here on Sunday. It was a full room, and it was really a lot of fun. I was here receiving an award for the Sun Lakes Country Club Charitable Trust. They are supported every single year by the Charitable Trust. And while I'm mentioning that, Charity Week is coming. It's going to be in June. You just heard approval for us to use the facility again this year. Year after year, we raise support and support 24 2024. So it's usually 2+ local charity and nonprofits that are benefited from the money that we receive when we have a lot of fun. At this Charity Week, it'll be June 3 to 8 in June, and I have the pleasure tomorrow of turning in the final printing for the printing for raffle tickets and helicopter ball drop tickets, which is a big part of the fundraising. So look forward and plan on being in town June 3 to 8 this year. Thank you very much. And this goes to you, Tammy. You'll know what to do with it.
Thank you. Next is Michelle Walter regarding community awareness.
Whoop. Good afternoon, everyone. Michelle Walter, Coordinator for Community Awareness. I just wanted to let you know, I know a lot of you were disappointed that last month, or earlier this month, we weren't able to have Firewise, but we are going to have them back, and he's coming this next Tuesday. The Firewise USA program provides a collaborative framework for neighbors to reduce wildfire risks at the local level. The National Recognition Program's annual criteria is designed to empower and engage residents living in wildfire-prone areas with a plan and actions that increase their home's chances of surviving a wildfire while making it safer for firefighters. So it is going to be on April 1st, and I also wanted to let you know that CAL FIRE just released on Monday a new fire hazard severity maps for Southern California. You can go to firehazardseverityzones.com, and I did look at mine, and I am in the highest one. So go ahead and take a look at that and see where it stands for you. Hopefully none of our insurance policies are going to go up right now. I'm hoping not. And this may help us with insurance policies. We'll have to see and wait and see what Joseph Kennedy tells us. Thank you. Oh, also, if anybody wants to be involved in community awareness, please let me know. We have a lot of fun coming up with all these programs. So give me a call and let me know. You do not have to fill out an application. Just come and join us. And we are on the last Tuesday of every month in the bus room. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from membership?
Hi, Mike Voles again, Chairman of the Safety Advisory Committee. I'd like to take this opportunity to give a little shout out to Beverly Simmons, who has been our liaison from the Master Board to our committee, and what an excellent job she's done. I believe this will be her last meeting on the Master Board, so thank you very much, Beverly, for everything you've done.
Next is board member comments. Gary? Okay. Don?
The only thing I'd like to add at this point, this is election season. Please remember to cast your vote. It's very important we get this done, and you get to select the people that you want to join the new board. So please get out and vote, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Beverly?
Someone approached me and asked about the script that so many of us carry and the gift cards that we have purchased and have sitting around in our purses and places. With the transition, those will still be good. Between CCL and FSR, they're just trying to figure out the bookkeeping transfer process of how to make that happen. So do know you will not lose your script. You will not lose your gift cards. We just have to figure out how to make it all work. Because the script, if you're using script in the pro shop, it's still FSR. No change there whatsoever. It's only when you get into food and beverage that's a little different. And CCNL and FSR are both very, very aware of that and very concerned and very focused on making sure that every single penny that we have, we're able to use in the way that we want to use it. So don't worry, it will happen. You'll have that there. And I do want to thank everybody. It's been fun.
There we go. I'd just like to mention that next month there will be a new board. We'll have new officers. And for the past 3 years, I've had the privilege and honor of being your president. And I want to thank all of the current board members and the past board members that helped us accomplish a lot, for our community. I want to thank Beverly and Randy, who will no longer be with the board in the future. They've really done a lot, and you don't realize how much time and energy and effort it takes to be a board member. So thank you so much. The mission statement of the board is to maintain and enhance the amenities and the common area of our community, and this board has been doing just that. Some of a few of the things that we've accomplished for the past few years have been we recarpeted and repainted and redid the main ballroom. We repaired or painted and redesigned the sandwich. We modernized the restaurant. The restaurant was old, and we updated the restaurant. We expanded and upgraded and redid the lounge. We converted the north courts to a pickleball complex, and a lot of people enjoy that. We've been able to maintain and upgrade the 2 beautiful golf courses that we have. We've obtained recently a new food and beverage operation, which I think will help down the road with some of our finances and offer, for food venues. We've developed a board governance policy with a new manual that can be used for the future. So there is some guidelines for future boards as to what they should be doing. We held out on the recent Spectrum contract, which was a big deal. I know the board was very worried about losing money and not getting what we wanted, and we ended up getting twice as much. But it was due to the our new attorney and the board holding out, for the community. And then also we did the reserve and replenishment assessment fee, which is annualized, is going to probably be about at least $400,000 every year coming into our community. So this board has really accomplished a lot, and I want to thank all of the ones, current, Lori and Randy and some of the ones that are no longer here, but they have really accomplished a lot, and I want to thank all of them personally. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.